Greetings to all members of Kimisitu and the viewers from wherever you are. I am Jotham Opio, Director and the Treasurer of Kimisitu Society. I come to you to thank you so much for the journey that has been there, the journey that we've walked since I joined this family of Kimisitu Sacco. I remember it was back in 2007 when I was a student in one of the accounting colleges here in Nairobi, when there was a call for student attachment in one of the SACCOs. I hurriedly joined the team that was called upon to go for that interview for the attachment. And I went and visited the SACCO at their older office where they were along Mamalaka Road. There were only 2 rooms, which was hosting then 6 staff. I went and immediately I got into the office. They recognized me because of the effort that I was making in the college where I was of bringing the students together. And upon recognizing me, they automatically chosen me to be one of them as a student attachee without interviews. And I remember then we had Catherine Odhiambo, we had Nancy Mugo, Lillian Mochama, Alex Murugi, and the manager then was Nebata Votwa. So the team welcomed me, I joined them, and I worked. My work then was just to help in ledger reconciliation and also to help in messenger duties. I was there for 3 months, then that attachment ended. After that, I went back to school to embark on my studies, and I remember then I was doing my CPA Section 4. Again, they called me because Kimisitu was growing at a very high rate, at a very high speed, and the work was becoming much. I was called again, and now as a temporary staff to help in office cleaning, to do cleaning of kitchen, to make tea, to messenger duties, and filing, which I again did with a lot of passion. And the 3 months contract ended, and I break. During that break, I went back to school, and I joined Kenya Airways as a students trainees in their revenue accounting. By then, they were in Barclays Plaza in Town Center, which again I did. And come the post-election violence that happened in 2007 and 2008 were just terminated for reasons that could not be explained further. That happened. Again, I was called back to Kimisitu for another temporary engagement, which I did early 2008, and again it was stopped. Briefly, I went to PKF, where I was searching for training as the audit trainee. I was there briefly. Again, I was called for another 3 months contract, which was now a temporary staff in the office as office assistant, which again I did passionately. And the duties were vast because we could do anything that we are called upon to do, including board facilitation, board meeting facilitations. I remember the days when we could just pack the allowances in an envelopes, and after meetings you ensure the directors get them. Any amount not, if the director didn't attend, they have to be rebanked the following Monday. But one thing that shocked me a lot when I joined is when I realized that Kimisitu work has been on weekends, and that is a foundation that was laid back. And for sure, this has been carried on up to date. All the board meetings of Kimisitu Sacco are always done over the weekend. So it's something that has been culturally installed in the Sacco. So then that marked the beginning of my journey at Kimisitu, and I remember that was now in 2009 when the opportunity came up for account assistant, a job that I was really eyeing for when I was in Kimisitu then. But the board then came up with a policy that they only recruit candidates who had degrees. I had not finished my degree because I had just joined the university, but I didn't proceed with the studies because of the challenges that I had with the money and the challenges I had in Nairobi. So I missed that opportunity, and I was so worried because if this is the job I was aiming at Kimisitu, and again it has left me, where am I heading to? I pleaded around. I remember walking around and talking to the directors then just for a consideration, and a lot of discussion and encouragement that I was getting from the staff then. Luckily enough, the position of office assistant was advertised, and I applied, and I was considered for that position. And that's the journey, my journey of employment at the Sacco started at that point. I worked so hard then with a lot of passion, with a lot of encouragement, and eventually the Kimisitu had to move to our new building that was acquired at Woodlands Road next to State House. That day I remember it was on a weekend that we moved, and the work was too much and the office space was now too big. And come the following day it was realized that I could not do that job alone. And it was good that the neighboring organization there was IFRC, which happened also to be member organization for the Sacco. They had their service providers whom we hired for that day to help us, and they really helped us so much. And from there, they discovered that, the office discovered that we need to have these people permanently to help us in the office. And that's how the work of cleaning, my cleaning and making tea ended at the Sacco. So that went on that way, and now I was concentrating on the filing, concentrating on the messenger duties, and any other duty I was given, which again I did. Then over close to a year, the board just again made a decision to restructure the organization, and a decision was made when we came the following Monday that there are changes in the office, and I was now given the responsibility to serve as loans assistant, which again we did quite well with Madam Kathleen Odhiambo, who was my boss as loans officer. I remember the others were given the responsibility on remittances posting from organizations. The other one, Catherine Bugwa, was handling the customer care. This one we did for close to a year. And again, there were changes after a board restructuring again, and they came up with a model of relationship management. So this management, even though we maintained our positions as loans assistant, customer care, but now the model that was being used was relationship, where we allocated your organizations and you serve them from remittance, from processing their loans, from issuing their loans, from posting, anything that relates to those organizations. So it was a big portfolio for each of the three of us, which again I did with a lot of passion, and I developed a very, very good relationship with our members whom I was serving. And I was surprised when I had challenges of funding when my dad was sick, and I had to organize a rampe to raise funds to take care of the medical bills that we are getting from Kenyatta Hospital. And the members just surprised us, and they really supported me in that rampe, and I realized that this is what the service to people can mean. And that marked the change in me to do the service to people. And from there, regardless of what people think around you, I learned that the people who matters a lot are the people that you serve. Any responsibility that you are given, ensure that the people you serve, you do your best. They really supported us. And this went on, and from there, the pressure was becoming too much again, and the passion for serving as accountant was still there. So I remember during those days, that is come 2010, the board decided through an AGM resolution that they form an investment company, and it was called Kimisitu Investment Company. which again we really played a key role in the formation stages as the staff of the Sacco. And the company was formed and it was set up, and now it was really moving very smoothly, which was very good. And members just patronized the company with a lot of giving the company a lot of support. So again, I didn't manage to get opportunity there, but they had someone who did the accounting job. But unfortunately, the hired person, I think, made some funny things that made him to run away from the organization. So they had to look for their accountant. And that's when I applied, and I was considered for the position of assistant accountant in Kimisitu Investment Company Limited. There again, I served, and being a company that was growing and accounting work was not so much, we embarked on serious marketing for the organization. And we did a lot of marketing in collaboration with the Sacco. Then the marketer then was called David Karanja. And we worked in many organizations and marketed Kimisitu Investment. And there I developed a lot of relationships again with the members that really loved the way we were working for the Sacco. I remember going to Agra and did a wonderful presentation, and they said, no, these are the kind of stuff we need in our Sacco. And that gave me a lot of milestone that I did. So with that, with the constraint, because my family was also now growing, because I had just started my family. So the pressure was a lot, and the dependence that we had to take care of as the siblings that we have. So the money was not enough, and I remember us pleading so much candidly, even to the board then, to consider even increasing for us some little bit of the salary. And I remember the salary then was 53,000, and that is back in 2014 to 2015. And this was never happened, it was not considered. Then I asked myself, is this the way I'm going to, will I really make it? Then something came to my mind that if these members have really served them, and I'm seeing opportunities that come in the Sacco through the board membership, why can't I try? That thing came into my mind, but I imagined the kind of challenges I would face. Because one, I was a staff, and not just a staff, the lowest level staff in a Sacco. And again, here you think of becoming a board member and sit with the directors who are interviewed you, who are your bosses. How would this be? So I gained my courage. I submitted my papers come 2015 for the board nomination. And luckily enough, in that AGM of 2015, the members overwhelmingly endorsed me, and I joined the board of Kimisitu Sacco. And that's how the journey of being a board member of Kimisitu started. I remember that evening after I was elected, there was a lot of murmuring and a lot of uneasiness, even with the board then. And I remember the following week when we are doing the reconstitution, we faced a lot of obstacles. The ministry officials were here to stop me, but good enough, there were no grounds to stop me. And I served in the board, and ever since I served in many committees. Then again, something came up, and this was now, I'm in the board of the Sacco, working for Kimisitu Investment Company, which is a company which was formed by the Sacco itself. I felt uneasiness even with the board which was there in the Kimisitu Investment, and some element of an unwanted person came up, and I could see it. So I had to make some deliberate moves, because even the position that I was now serving as assistant accountant, when the opportunity came after we grew the company to a level that it could now be sustained, another person comes in to become your boss as accountant. Then I saw this is not, could be, God is telling me something that I need to move on. So I had to make a choice. either to stop being a director of the Sacco or to get out of Kimisitu Investment. And I went with the latter and moved out of Kimisitu Investment, and I informed members and told them that I'm now heading to a very, very new company then that we had just formed called iBounty Investment Company. So they have been there since then in 2017 up to now, where I've been serving as the CEO of that company, which is again growing passionately and steadily. And I've been here in the board, which I was there and up to March 2018 when we went for election, and I was not re-elected because of very high political tension within the board, within the AGM. And I remember that was one of the highest ever attended AGM, because there was an issue of my colleague Florence Oile, who was that time was the chair of the society, and they being nominated to contest for a political seat. So it bring a lot of issues because of just misunderstanding within the board. And remember then I was now serving as the vice chair of the Sacco, and Oile was now the chair. So all these issues were now, I was the one now in charge, because I could now act as the chair of the society when Madame Oile had to clear on the political side. So it wasn't easy, and a lot of propaganda, a lot of pressure that went around within membership, and we managed to do the AGM. It was a very tough AGM, and many people thought that AGM would not take place. But what I insisted on was that it is not about me being elected, or it's not about any other problem, but what I ensured that let AGM to succeed and members paid their interest and dividends. And we did AGM. I was never elected. Then I took a break for a whole year in 2018, and I remained cool, concentrated in my work in iBounty. Come 2019, again I applied for the position of directors, and I was elected by members, where again I joined the board and served as the treasurer of the society, and come the following year served as a treasurer. So it has been a journey. Come the year 2021 again I was elected to the board, and there after the election upon reconstitution I became the chairman of the society, a position that I held in 2022 and early 2023, and from there the board never considered me again for that position, and went back to Audit and Risk Committee, where I was a chair. And finally last year 2024 again I was the board reconstituted, and I became the treasurer of the society, the position that I've been holding up to now. So the journey has been tough, but a lot of lessons learned along the way. So since I joined the society, what are these new things that have changed? Kimisitu then in 2007, 2008, the asset base was at 600 million, and now we are talking of 12 billion, a big growth over 15 years. The office space then were just 2 rooms in Utumishi building along Mamraka Road. Now look at the office. It's a very big space, state-of-the-art office space, a whole floor of a building plus another one wing. The staff, there are only 6 staff. Now we have got 51 staff force who are employed in the Sacco. So things have really moved. The talk of the way things were done then, there were more manual. We could process loans manually, a lot of paperwork. Right now, everything is automated here. Guarantors, they register on their own. Then we could make calls to confirm to the people applying, members who are applying for loans, to change guarantors. The guarantors are not qualifying. It was hectic, and removing pins, clips, we used to call it the office mother-in-law. And the way the board was working, there were committees, they used to have their days to come to the office just to do approvals, the approvals for loans after the staff appraised them, the approval for payments in the evening. I remember then it used to be on a Tuesday, then the finance committee were approving payments come on a Wednesday. It was later changed to Wednesday, to Thursday, and many other things. So the automation which has taken place in Kimisitu has just really transformed everything, how the things are done. And that's why even the workforce, with the asset base of 12 billion, we can only have 51 staff force. So that's something that has really changed. And many circles from even other parts of the world, from Malawi, Zambia, they're coming to benchmark with Kimisitu Sacco. Again, the way governance was structured, by then the boards, these were committee members. These days, the board of directors, which are regulated and work under the Act of Parliament. The regulations came in 2010 under SASRA that considered deposit taking, and now SACCOs are now opening the front office services. So these are things that have changed over time. The messengerial duties, I used to go to the post office. I remember every Friday going to the post office to check if the letters were there. Submitting supervisory reports to the ministry after every meeting, delivering letters, taking letters around for directors then to sign in their offices. I remember our chair then, Mr. Kennedy Auka, was in Long Valley Road. I used to go there and deliver letters, going to ICRAF to meet Elizabeth Kariuki, MSF, to meet Generals Mwangi, Florence Oile in IUCN. So it was really manual. But these days, a lot of things have been put under electronic medias, where you just send email, you scan documents, they send electronically, and the approvals are over. So that kind of work of messenger ended. Talk of the way we used to conduct our AGM. It was purely physical, and I remember us going in a hall, and after the AGM we could have dinner at good hotels in Nairobi. Name them the Grand Regency. Then we talk of Serena Hotel. We could have dinner after the AGM in those places as a circle. The way even the nomination of the board was being conducted, it was something open that was done on the floor. Members could be asked. Anyone who would want to join the board, they carry their hands and they are elected. And no one was interested in these positions until now. My generations came in and started campaigning. That has really transformed this journey up to now. Now it is pure competition, and the campaign is too tight that you imagine the campaigning to join the board of Kimisitu. You require a lot of courage. So these things Kimisitu have really come from far. Talk of the membership. Our membership then was, in 2007, there were only 2,000 members. Now we are talking of 13,500 active members. And overall, we've served over 20,000 members. And imagine the families from these members. Imagine a family where people depend on you. So Kimisitu has served people. Membership now is abroad. We are at over 50 countries in the world where our members are. Talk of the office management. We used to have the manager. Now we have the chief executive officers. And very soon it will be declared group chief executive officers because of the other affiliates, organizations that are coming up in Kimisitu. Talk of the Sacco model of doing the business. It has changed. Previously we just used to have guarantors. Now we have got other models of offering the credit facilities. We have collateral funded products, we have mortgages, we have a lot of advancement on how the loan are being appraised. Then it used to be purely guarantors. We look for guarantors, and getting guarantors then was not difficult because members were in the same organizations. Talk of and many things. I remember even the board meetings where they were being facilitated with the allowances when they come. And these days, you are paid once in a month, and that money is posted into your force account. Then we could put them in the envelopes, and after the meeting, you sign and carry the payment, and preparing tea for the board, the snacks, and actually a day before the meetings, you had to prepare. You had to go to the supermarket, buy the snacks. I remember one day being accused of buying bad croissants for the board. And it was a big issue. And after the meeting, I had to carry the croissants with me to my house. And I enjoyed out of it. So that's how it was then. And among many other things. You could be wondering, what were the key achievements that can be attributed to me as a director, Jotham Opio? And I can tell you I'm a very proud director because I've been part of a team that has really made tremendous growth to this society. One, I remember the greatest achievement is delivering a model office block to the society that was approved at 120 million by members in a general meeting. The work perfectly done, and we delivered the office without any hindrances. That was a great achievement, and I remember the PS then, Mohammed, appreciating us and saying that you people, you've done a good job, and this is how SACCOs needs to do their work. The staff welfare, that is something that you better kill me, but staff must be supported because the results, if you need the results from the SACCO, there's no magic about it, but support the people who do the work. So staff welfare has been a key advocacy for the staff welfare of this society. And that one I encourage anyone, and I encourage any board that's going to come after me, even the members, give support to the staff so that you get the results that you need. Talk of contributions in the board meetings. I always try to see things in a different way and get solutions that are able to bring harmony and solve issues objectively. I've been very, very keen on ensuring that alignment of the strategy is achieved through promoting the work plans. I remember long before we used to have only one work plan for a strategy in a year. These days, we have got two just to monitor. One at the beginning and another one in the middle of the year just to review the progress. And again, recently we introduced the calendar of events such that when you start the year, you know the key activities that the SACCO intend to achieve. Among many other things that we've achieved together as directors, talk of automation of the business processes. ADMS, electronic data management, where you are able to process loans electronically without the papers and apply for loan. As a member, you guarantee online, no paperwork, and you are able to see the progress of your loan application. Talk of the payment structures that we have, where money is posted into your force account after the loan is processed. Talk of the customer care center. I remember when we came to this office, we hired a customer care center, but now we have one of our own that is based within the society, that is serving members. And when this came, there was a lot of complaints. Even you find directors putting a lot of pressure on management. Members are crying, there is no one receiving the calls. But these were at the initial stages. Now we have got a system that is working for members, and members are appreciating this. Even though it was a very expensive affair, but eventually members are seeing the fruits of this. Talk of the system that we are using for the main system, ERP, is one of the modern ones, and I think now the SACCO is moving into the latest version that can enhance the security features on that system because of the issues that comes with the finance sector when there are a lot of breach of systems. Now the SACCO is moving to another advanced level, and we thank the members that who approved this budget in the other year. Talk of the management system, CRM, customer relationship management, where emails are recorded and are followed up. Even though there's still hiccups here and there, but this is purely on the management. They need to up their games, and now this comes to the supervision, which again, the systems being enhanced to allocate where there are a lot of weaknesses. Talk of the internal controls that we put in the SACCO. They are very tight, and I like what the management has done, the procurement section. They have put a lot of controls on the procurement systems that this is where most organizations get it wrong because of interest. But our controls put you off, which is something that we are very proud of, and is a model that many people admire, and they come to learn from Kimisitu. Talk about the governance. Governance in the SACCO has really improved, unless you don't just want to follow what is laid down, but the structures are there. We have got from the nomination committees that nominate the candidates before they are brought for members to elect in the AGM. The bylaws are well framed. Talk of board charter guiding the conduct of the board. Talk of the non-disclosure policies. So these are structures that have been really enhanced, and they are meant to safeguard the governance of the society. Unless, as a board, you decide to violate these structures, that's when I think things can go wrong. But as it is now, the society has got very well planned structures for its governance. Talk of the responsibilities of the staff, of the management. They are well outlined. Departments are there. Now we are talking of around 8 departments within the society. This is a big thing. Talk of the way we even doing AGM. We are now doing hybrid, where there's virtual and physical, and the payments are done instantly when the interest are declared. So these are things that have been brought over time with the kind of investments that have been done in the SACCO. The office space itself, very good ambience for working, which is being appreciated by all stakeholders. The agencies, the other group members of the Kimisitu Society, we have got insurance agency now handling the insurance for members and even for the society. We are getting commissions that again comes back to us as income. We have got the foundation, and it's a model that it gets its base well. It's going to transform the way the main business system of the SACCO can work, because we are able now to do proposals, and through this we can get funding that we can lend to members affordably, because you know of the cheap funds that come through such kind of arrangements. Things that have also changed are on regulations. SASRA came in, and here we joined and became regulated by the SASRA in 2020. Now we have got the FOSA. So these regulations came up with the requirements of like ratios that you need to meet, institutional capital, co-capital ratios that we are really we are working towards achieving. Previously, we could get all the income and distribute it. So these are now regulated. These things were not there, but they are meant to enhance. They are meant to enhance to safeguard the society from any bad effect. Talk of the internal controls that we have, the internal controls around investment, unless you decide to abuse them on terms of decision making. These are policies that are well outlined and meant to safeguard members' funds. The withdrawal procedures for members, if you want to withdraw, the joining procedures, the marketing, how we are conducting our marketing, this digital marketing, we are out there everywhere. The office branches, we are able to serve members in Kisumu within the office. Now there's also Mombasa. So we are growing, and Kimisitu is destined, is going far if we maintain the same trajectory that we have in our strategy that is serving us, which again we need to be reviewed because of changes that is taking place in terms of the effects of which comes with the American governance changes, the USAID projects. So this is going to be reviewed all the times as we move and make Kimisitu a good model SACCO to be copied around. And before I forget, the awards. Previously, SACCOs didn't have the awards, and we could only participate in Ushirika, where we could come together, take photos, members are counted, and the winners are announced. Now, other than that, we have got SACCOs participating in financial reporting fire awards, which is a very big thing, and Kimisitu was proud to be the winner for the champions for the year 2024. CIO awards for the ICT, which is a word for automation of processes, and Kimisitu emerged the best in Africa in the SACCO category. We joined the Governance Award by Institute of Certified Public Secretaries, and this is something that they're also evaluating us and seeing how our governance structures are, and if the board are adhering to it. Evaluation of the board, where boards are even awarded depending on how they perform, and certificates are issued. So all these changes have really happened over the time. So over this period, what are the take-homes? What are the lessons that I've learned over the time when I've been here at Kimisitu Sacco? One, someone can become whatever you want to be, as long as you've put focus on it and work towards it. I know the song that is sung for the young kids of the American song. You know, I know I can be wanna be. If you work hard on it, you become wanna be. It's a good song, a very motivating song, and that's one key lesson that I've learned over this period. Secondly, it is the word that you speak to the child, the word that you speak to the employees, the word that you speak to anyone else that you meet. I remember my dad on his sickbed told me that, Jotham, work hard at Kimisitu. This is the place for you. And one day you will become the chairman of Kimisitu. He said it as a joke, but it came to pass. So the word that you speak to the child, the word that a parent speaks to the child, is something that is very key. So as here who are parents, speak that positive word to your child. Thirdly, not everyone will like who you are, but just do your best, because the only person who can prove you, the final approver, is God. Not everyone will like you, but that should not deter you. Fourth, one thing I've also learned is just be humble and appreciate anyone. Just use the word thank you. When you use the word thank you, someone feels appreciated. It's not necessarily that you have to give someone some item or money. Just say thank you and be humble. Listen to everyone, give respect to everyone, say hi to everyone, and smile. It will take you places. The other thing I've also learned from this journey is that SACCOs can transform life, SACCOs can transform society. And this is something I've seen, Because looking at my background and where I am now, with the passion and working hard that I am, I'm not the person who I was before. I'm a different person, and I'm going places just because of the Sacco movement. And this really motivated me because I took my own initiative, my own resources. I remember even applying for loan in the Sacco, adding with my savings, and took a journey to Spain, in northern Spain, Bilbao, and just learn about the Madrigal concept of Sacco. And the Sacco has transformed the whole community in Spain. And this is something that I learned, and I'm hoping that I'm going to carry it on, that it can even benefit the members of this society, even as I embark on serving members in a different capacity. The other thing I learned is also about dedication. You dedicate your time on whatever you do, and God will reward you. It may not be paying you, but as long as you put the enough effort that is necessary, something is going to come out of it. That is something I've learned, because were it for money, I could have not been where I am, because money has never paid the effort that we make in the Sacco. And even our staff, money has never rewarded their effort. They work extra hard. The staff of Kimisitu sometimes sleep in the office, but you can't pay that. But that effort, you see them getting very good opportunities elsewhere. When across the board they hear you are a staff from Kimisitu, they'll come with chanting on you because of the passion, because of the work that they do for the Sacco. So this can also take you places. The other thing I've learned is that leadership is mostly inborn, but you can nurture it. You can try to nurture it, but from all my studies, like the whole of the year 2023, I just decided to learn people. I learned that leadership for sure is inborn, but it can be nurtured. If you are born a leader, you are lucky, because this is something that most people lack this quality. But I believe with the readiness to learn, with a lot of training, with a lot of passion on people you lead, you can become a leader. The other thing that I've learned is that the trust is key in the leadership. When people trust you, they can trust what you tell them, they can follow what you tell them. And trust you can't buy, they say it, but you can earn it, and you earn it over time. Trust is everything. You lose it, you are gone. So trust is key in this exercise, because imagine a journey of 15 and you are here. If it were not for the trust that members have on me, I would have not been here. If it were not the trust that even the staff that we lead, the management that we lead had on me, I would not be here. Because with the kind of vigorous campaigns we go through, and being elected, re-elected, and re-elected, it tells you the trust that people have in you. So that's something I also learned in this journey. And I think the other thing the lesson that I learned is also perception is a very dangerous thing. A wrong perception can create deception. And anytime you hear of perceptions going around, even you, please deal with it as soon as it comes. You give it space, it will burn to propaganda, and before you know it, it will be a different thing. Perception is bad, and it can ruin you, it can ruin an organization. So organizations should put structures in their communication, structures, means to ensure that any kind of bad perceptions is handled amicably and people get to understand. And the only thing you can do it is through communication. That's the one thing, great thing that I've learned, that don't assume, don't think that the way you see things is how the other party is seeing it. Communication, communicate however little it is, so that people that you serve, anyone can know what is in your mind. Anyone can know what you are doing, because you could be doing a lot of things, but no one knows. So communication is key in leadership. Finally, what I would say that if I leave many other things that I've learned is that when you mean well for whatever you are doing, or for the people you serve, or the organizations that you work for, please prepare for a fight. It is not easy. I don't know what happens, the negative energies and the negative pressure that comes around. Prepare to be fought, but stand firm and remain who you are despite all those fights. Mean well for what you do. Let your interest not override the organization that you serve. The interest, everyone in this world, anybody created by God has got interest, but that interest should not override the organization that you serve, should not override the interest of people you serve, should not override the family that God gives you. So those are key lessons that I've learned over the time. Now, the transition journey. Where is Jotham heading to? In where I comes from, they say that you don't drive where you bath. You have to move. So I have to take seriously the roles that comes up with the responsibility that I have of being Chief Executive Officer of iBounty Investment Company Limited. And with that, through the partnerships that we are going to have with the SACCOs, not just Kimisitu, but SACCOs across the industry, because over the years I've developed a lot of network with the SACCOs in the country and even abroad. In America, I have got the network there. I was in Spain and I have the network there. Name it, through the COSCA, I have got the network there. So with that kind of partnerships, I'm going to serve members in a different way. So I'm here to stay and to serve you in a better way, in a more open way and a more engaging way. So if I reach out to you as a member of Kimisitu that we need to do this together, welcome me, create time to listen to me and get to hear what is in the mind of Jotham Opio. That is the transition that I'm going through now. So as I move to iBounty fully as the Chief Executive Officer or the MD of the company, what is the game changer I'm going to bring? Because iBounty deals with real estate agencies. The game changer I'm going to bring is how to incorporate the SACCO concept into the real estate. Can the SACCO itself move the real estate sector? It has happened in other places. Why not Kenya? Why not Kenya? We are going to apply the concepts around Madrigon concept in Spain, a place called Bilbao, Basque Country. Is a concept that is working there, and we are going to create factories with the members of the societies. We are going to create dealerships all over the world with the members of these societies. We are going to create supermarkets that is going to run in this country, retail markets owned by members of cooperative society. And Kimisitu being my circle, where I've learned, where I've developed passion, I think it can only be unfair that we don't do this with the Kimisitu. So I'm here to stay. We are going to engage more in a free way that now we can now talk of progress. Because when you are governed under the structures of board, somehow you are limited on the things you do. Remember the issues around conflict of interest that we really uphold in this society. Imagine now a free Jotham that is going out there to meet you as a member of the society and talk business. So this is the game changer I'm going to bring in the sector, through the real estate, through the dealership, through the manufacturing sectors, and it is possible. Even the education center, I know of universities being run by cooperatives. The farms being run by cooperatives. It's an old model that used to be in Kenya here. We don't know what happened. We can do it. So that is the game changer I'm going to bring going forward, and is going to start right now, and I will remain your director, a director to emulate, because I have got the passion to serve, and this passion cannot be stopped. That is why I'm making this commitment to you again, to serve you again as just that director, you know, Jotham Opiyo. So just to talk briefly about iBounty. iBounty, as I said, is a real estate company, and we sell land in form of plots. We also sell houses under iBounty agencies. Right now, we have got plots in Kisumu, we have got plots in Bondo Kababa, we call it Bondo Kabab. We have got plots in Nairobi, Ngong, and many agencies in Katani. If you want a plot, we get it for you. We also have houses that have the company has partnered with Chinese developer that we are selling in Westlands. So these are the things that iBounty does. And where are our offices? We are in city center at the Hema House, 5th floor. That is where we operate from. But as I've said, through partnerships that we are going to embrace with many other circles, including Kimisitu, we are going to reach out to you with some of these products and the financing arrangements that we have. We don't want to embrace banks fully because I'm a child of Sacco. So if Saccos can support their members to acquire these properties, why not? Why not? So with that, members, I think it has been a long journey, and it can only be good that I really take this opportunity once again to thank you so much for standing with me all this time, all these years, from my very young boy of a journey of started at the age of 25 up to now. I'm in my 42 years. It is a big thing, and I'm really humbled. I'm really humbled by the support you've given me, the support I've gotten from my colleague directors, the support I've gotten from the management, the support I've gotten from the staff, the stakeholders in the sector, the recognitions that we've received, and the love that we have received. So thank you so much, and I really wish you very well. Thank you, members.